So that was the scene, chanting "Death to Israel, death to America" in the Iranian parliament after they voted for a bill that could suspend nuclear inspections in response to the U.S. strikes on their nuclear facilities and the end of their war with Israel, which seems to be holding that ceasefire as we get into the late afternoon here in East Coast time. So Iranian state media also reporting a fierce regime crackdown. According to the reports, hundreds of people have been arrested for their ties to Israel. We've heard about all of these extensive operations of spying within Iran. Also, there are reports of executions of people who were involved and executions of Mossad agents, according to some of these reports. So it is not unusual to hear that, but it is stunning in its own. So let's bring in Dan Senor, former foreign policy advisor in the Bush 43 administration. Dan, welcome. Good to have you with us today. So what goes through your mind when you see these chants in the Iranian parliament and when you hear that they are conducting, according to several reports, mass executions and arrests?
A couple things. First of all, it's nothing new, tragically. Iran is right up there with China as the top two. The government, the regime in Iran and the Communist Party of China are up there as the two top executioners, if you will, according to human rights groups. They are both governments that execute political dissidents a lot. Long history of doing that. It's also a sign of how vulnerable the regime feels. The regime right now has been completely exposed. If you think about it, they don't have much of a conventional military to speak of. They've been relying over the last number of years on this proxy system they've built up over the years. Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, satellite states like the most of those, the Assad regime is gone, Hezbollah is gone, Hamas is largely wiped out. So their proxy armies are gone. The conventional military is weak. They don't have real air defenses, and now we know their nuclear program at a minimum is substantially set back. And Israel has, and the U.S. have complete air superiority over Iran. So the regime, in the eyes of its population, looks vulnerable. The people aren't dumb. They can see what they see with their own eyes, how exposed the regime is. And Israel hit some symbolic facilities within Iran, like one of the prisons they hit, which was notorious for torturing political prisoners. So the regime right now is trying to send a message, it sounds like. We're here. We're not going anywhere. We're still intact. And you better think twice about trying to capitalize on this moment and start an uprising like the uprisings in 2008, 2009, and like the uprising a couple of years ago.
Yeah, there have been